Hi, it's Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today I'm going to attempt to show you how to make the little Christmas pudding. Now this is something that I've had permission from a lady who is the person behind happyberry.co.uk, and it's her design that we're actually converting into loom band crocheting, amigurumi. It's a little different. I've had to take a little bit of poetic license with some things, as it doesn't translate exactly into how hers is. But please make sure you go and have a look at her website. As I said, it's www.happyberry.co.uk. She's got some really lovely stuff up there. So, without going much further, we're going to be doing this on the hook. I have got a loom here ready because I think it's easier to show you how to do a magic ring using the loom. So we're going to take a single brown band. We're going to do the base first, the little brown pudding base, and take a single brown band and pop it between two of these pegs. Stretch it out and do a figure 8 and loop it back. And keep hold of that band and do that again. Stretch it out and loop it back. You've now got it looped 3 times around that peg. I'm going to zoom in a bit, and again I do apologise for my voice. I promise it is me, it's not my husband doing the tutorial, but I've got a head cold and I sound horrible. We're going to do a magic ring of 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 little bands. Pop your hook through here and grab a band, drag it back through like this, and pop back onto your hook. You're going to take this part closest to you up and over as if you were doing a slip knot, and you're going to keep your hook, the loop on your hook, and go back down and do another one. And again, spread them out if you need to see what you're doing. You're going to take, we're leaving this one on, the little loop, we're leaving that one on. But this new band that we put on, again, you're going to take the side it's now in the middle, up and over, so you've got these 2 little slip knots, and then to join them together you're going to take the one closest to you and move it up and over, so you have 1 loop left on your hook. Back down through, and you're going to do this to all of these little bands. Take the middle one up and over, so you have 2 little loops, and join together. As you need to, push these around the peg to make room for your new ones. Back through. Two more. And here's our last one for this little magic ring. And loop them together. Now, keeping that loop on your hook, you're going to take this band off those pegs. That's all you need with your loom. That can go away. Now what we need to do is spread these little bands around the circle so that they're evenly spaced like that. So it's not looking like a semicircle anymore, it's looking more like a circle. Okay? Okay, so now what we need to do, we're going to do a little slip stitch. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is number 8. This is our first stitch here. We're going to put our hook through it. Alright, take another brown band, just a single, pull it through, and this is what we call a slip stitch. It joins them together. You've gone through there, but you're going to also go through the loop that was on your hook. Reclaim and take the one closest to you up and over. That's a slip stitch. So we're not just doing a continual spiral this time. We're joining each round together with a slip stitch. Now we're going to go back into that first loop there that we've got, and we're going to do a single crochet. pull this one over and join the two together by moving this one over. Now in this next stitch, number 2, we're going to push our hook in and we're going to do 2 single crochets in this stitch. It's called an increase. So take your first band, pull it through, reclaim, pull this over, that's your single crochet, and you join them together. Now we're going back through that same spot we just did that in, still in stitch number 2, and let's take another single band and do another single crochet. So we have 2 single crochets in that same stitch here. Now in this stitch here, which is number 3, we're going to do the same thing. I like to use a stitch marker just to show where I'm starting and finishing. Now I'm going to I should have put it on before, but this is where my first stitch was here. Okay, if you don't have a stitch marker like the little one that I do, you can get these from Michael's or anywhere, you can use a paper clip. The other thing is a safety pin. I've got a safety pin here. You can use a safety pin. I had somebody tell me they used a C clip or an S clip. Fantastic. Absolutely, go for it. They all work. Brilliant idea. Let's go through number 3, pull it through, reclaim, do your little knot and join them, and then you're going back through that same stitch. We're doing 2 in each stitch. And obviously I will be getting a little faster. I'm going quite slow at the moment. You get faster as you get more used to doing this. And it actually then becomes quite difficult to go slow. You make more mistakes as slow you go. But if you find I'm going too fast, you actually have a setting on your YouTube that you can slow down the video, or you can just pause it. That helps too. As we do each round, I will tell you what we're going to be doing for each round, and then you can sort of pause me and just get on with it and then catch up at the next round. So done 2 in that one, let's do 2 in this one. You're going through both of those loops that make up that little stitch. See, there's 2 loops there. Now we'll go through this loop. And with another one in that loop. And this is our last loop here. 1 and back through. 2. Now what we're going to do, we need to join these together. Remember, we're not just going to continue going around. So take your stitch marker out, pop your hook through that next stitch, take a single band, draw it through, but instead of doing a single crochet where we put this back and loop it over, you're going to hold on to it like this and pull it through that next loop, and then you do your loop over like that. And this is where we're going to put our stitch marker on that one. That's the next one. Alright, so that was our first round, I guess. Now we're going to do a single crochet, and then an increase. So in this first stitch we do a single crochet, which is just 1 band, and the next stitch, stitch number 2, we do a single crochet, so that's just 1 band, and then in this third stitch we're going to do an increase, so that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Here's our first one. Go back through that hole and you're doing your second stitch. Alright, then again we repeat the pattern. Single crochet, single crochet, and an increase in this next one. and an increase is 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in the same stitch. We do single crochet, single crochet, and 2. Single crochet, single crochet, and 2. Single, single, and we do our increase in this last one. So that's the end of our round. We're going to take our stitch marker out. Here's the loop that it was in. We're joining them together. Remember, you put your band through and then through that loop that we just finished on. Put them together, one over the other, and put your stitch marker back in. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same for the next round. So this one is a single crochet, a single crochet, see, and an increase. And then we just do that all the way around. Single crochet, single crochet, and in this one we do the 2. Single crochet, single crochet, and 2 in the same spot. Single crochet, single crochet, and 2. In this one, single, single, and 2. Single and single. We're at the beginning again. Here's that next loop that is our first one. So take out your stitch marker, grab a single, and again we're going to do our slip stitch. So you go through that one and add that one to it. Reclaim, up and over, and put your stitch marker in that one. Alright, So this is the base of our Christmas pudding. Now what we're going to do is the next round is going to be round number 5. So this was round number 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're doing 5. Now round number 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 are all going to be single crochets the entire way around. Okay, so all you're going to do is just start and you're going to count how many rounds. So this is round number 5, the beginning of round number 5, and you're just doing single crochets all the way around until you finish at the end of round number 9. So at the moment I'm on round number 5. So this is the end of round number 5. I'm poking my hook through. I take my stitch marker out. I'm going to join this together with my slip stitch. Put my stitch marker back in. I'm now on round number 6. I'm going to do exactly the same stitch all the way around. And I will meet you back when we are at the end of number 9. So I'm going to join these together. I'm at the end of my round number 9. Put my hook through here, take out my stitch marker, and let's join these together with a slip stitch like that, and put my stitch marker back in. Now what we're going to do is a single crochet, another single crochet, and a decrease. To do a decrease, you go through the front of the first stitch and then through the front of the second stitch. So you're joining 2 stitches together on your hook. Pull the single band through, one over the other, one over the other. I've lost my stitch marker, so I'm going to pop that back on before we go much further. There we go. Now we do single crochet again. So here we go, single crochet, single crochet, and now a decrease. So push through the first one and then through the second one. one over the other, and join, single crochet and single crochet, and a decrease. See how it's getting smaller? The top here is getting narrower. Single crochet, single crochet, and a decrease. Single crochet, single crochet, and a decrease. Single crochet, single crochet, and a decrease. Oopsie. Single crochet, and a single crochet. Then we have to join it together through here. Take a single band, flick it, join through with a slip stitch, one over the other, and this is where we will put our stitch marker on that one. So see how it's getting a bit smaller now. So our next one is going to be single crochet, decrease all the way around. So just single crochet in this one, and now a decrease straight away. And then a single crochet, and a decrease. 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 Single crochet, decrease. Oh, sorry about that, that was my phone. I thought I had it muted. And a single crochet. And we haven't got room for a decrease, so I'm just going to do another single crochet here and join it with a slip stitch. So through here and through my loop, and I will put my stitch marker on that new one. Now, see how small that little entrance is now? What we're going to do now is stuff it. So I'm going to zoom back out and get some stuffing for our little Christmas pudding body. I use, it's 100% polyester, Supreme, whatever, polyfill. So that's the brand that I use. You don't have to use this. You can use cotton wool balls. I have one lady who is using old leftover bands, ones that she can't sort of recycle. Rather than throw them away, she stuffs them in her stuffies. Brilliant idea. Waste not, want not. So stuff some stuffing. I suppose that's what you would do with stuffing, isn't it? I find I get this stuff everywhere. And it's up to you how much stuffing you want in it. I've got one that's not very well stuffed. It's quite squidgy, and this one I put quite a bit in. I think I prefer the quite a bit in. So there we are, that's my stuffing in it. Now, all we're going to do is pop our hook back through that little loop. All we're going to do is decrease, no single crochet and decrease, just decreasing until we have this closed. So go through your first one and through the second, grab a band, and we're just going to close this gap up. And then the next one is here, and if I can get, I'm always conscious of trying not to get all these threads all over the place. Drives me potty. Oops. But then I'm probably being far too pedantic. I don't think we really need the stitch marker because we're just going to close up this space. 1 and 2. One and oh, I've got a whole hook full of stuffing then. 1 and 2. One and 2. One, 2, and it doesn't really matter if you're concerned that it's looking a bit threadbare at the top here. Don't worry about it because it actually gets covered up by the icing. 2, one, 2, let's do 1 and 2. This might be our last one. We'll just go through here and do a slip knot to tie them together like that. Alright, so this is basically it's just a little bowl that you have made. Poke that bit of stuffing in. So now we're going to make the little leaves, the holly leaves that go on top, and we're going to need 3. So I've made 2, and I'll do one with you, and then you can make the other 2 on your own. I'm using green, dark green Rainbow Loom bands. You're just going to need your hook. You can take a single band and wrap it around your hook once and twice. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see a little bit clearer. We're going to chain 6, so that means you're going to take a single band and pop that end cap over, and that's our first chain. I'm going to do that 5 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hang on, let's make sure I've counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our last one, number 6. Now, for number 6, you're going to take this side over the other. You're not going to take your hook out. Over the other, like that. So it's like a little slip knot, but you're not going to pull it tight. You're going to skip this first stitch here, the first one next to it, and go down to the second one, okay? And we're working from the top. So poke your hook through, have your hook up, take a single band and pull it through and reclaim. Alright, and you're going to do a single crochet, so you're going to loop this over, so it's like a little slip knot, and then join it together like that. You're going to go back in this stitch. This is number 2, this stitch is number 2. We're going back in it. We're working in this one at the minute. You're going to take another single band and pull it through. You're not going to do anything to that one just yet. You're going to take another single band and put it on the end of your hook and pull it through. So you have 2, like a little chain on here. This one you're going to move up and over so it's linked, and then you're going to move this loop over there like that, and you're going to do that again in the same spot. Put your hook back through, single band, get another single band, pull it through, knot that top one, and then join them together. Alright, now you're going back in that second hole. You're going to take a single band, and this time we're not going to add another one on top. We're just going to knot that and join it together. Okay, in the same spot you're going back in, so you're still in that second stitch, and we're going to do a slip stitch. So single band, pull it through. Instead of putting it on your hook like that, what we're going to do is add the loop to it. Alright, and then reclaim, and then do your little knot. Now that's all happened in stitch number 2. If you hold it out, this is stitch number 3. We're going to put our hook through it, and we're going to do a single crochet. So put your hook through, drag a single band through, reclaim, one over the other, and join them together like that. Okay, so now we're on this 4th loop, which is here, 4th stitch. We're going to put our hook through it. Okay, put your hook through. You're going to take another band, put that in, and join that up like that. You're going to do that again. Your first band goes in, your second band goes on top of that, knot those and join, back through that stitch again, pull a single one through this time, knot it and join, and then we have to do a slip stitch in here. You're still in that same band, that same stitch. A single band, pull it through, don't reclaim, you're going to add the loop. Now reclaim and tie a little knot. Now we have another stitch here and then our end cap. We're going to do a single crochet in that stitch, that next stitch. You're going to put your hook through the 3 loops of your end cap. Alright, take a single band, and we're doing a single crochet in the end cap, and then you're sort of turning this over. There's the stitch again that we've just been working on this side, but now we're working on it from this side. So poke your hook in, and we're doing a single crochet here as well. So this is our first side that we've done. Spread it out so it looks a bit even. It doesn't matter if it ruffles up a little bit on itself, it's a leaf. Now what we're going to do is the same on this side. Alright, so we just did a single crochet here. So what we need to do is a slip stitch, take a single band, and we're in that same loop that we were just doing our single crochet in. So there's our slip stitch. Now we're going to go into this spot here, and we're going to start with a single crochet because we're sort of going backwards from how it was. Now we'll do the 2 bands. So a single band through, and then do another band on top of that, like a chain. Loop in. You're going to do another of the 2 bands, one on top of each other. So here's our first one, and it's all in the same stitch. And the second, loop that in. Okay. And now what we're going to do is a slip stitch, still in that same stitch. Put your hook back in, and we'll do a slip stitch. It gets a bit difficult to see everything. Pull it through, add the loop, reclaim, and join. And in the next stitch here, you're just going to do a single crochet. See how we have this forming? I'm trying to stretch it out so that it's even. Hey, go back here. And after the fact you can probably stretch it out to pretty it up a little bit. It'll look a bit better once you do that. Alright, so in the next stitch we're going to push our hook through, do a single crochet to start, and then back through that same spot, the first band, the second band that goes on top of it, join and join, another 2 in here. So here's our first one, chain on top of it, crochet, and now we need to do a single slip, pull it in and join it. See how we have this happening like that? Now if you can see, there's 2, I've got my loop here, there's 2 little loops here, just here, and we're going to push our hook through those 2, so we have all 3 of those loops on our hook. See if I can straighten it up a bit, like that. You're going to take a single band and do a slip knot through all of them, like that. And that's how we do these little holly leaves. As I said, we need 3 of them, so if you could make another 2, that would be awesome. Pretty them up a bit, stretch them out into shape. As I said, they don't have to be perfect, they are leaves, and leaves are not always that perfect. So there's our 3, and they will go like that. I'll catch you when you've done those. So our little pudding is beginning to take shape. We have the base, the bottom of our pudding. We have our 3 little leaves. Now we need to do some little berries. We need 3 berries. I've done 2. I'll show you how to do 1, and then you can do the other 2. So let's move these out of the way. I am using my loom just because when we do the magic ring, we usually stretch it over 2 pegs like this, and we stretch it out and we wrap it around 3 times. I don't want this one to be stretched that much. I want it to be a tight little berry. So what I'm going to do is take a single red band, place it on my hook and wrap it once and twice. Now I know that a lot of you find it quite difficult to do the magic ring on the hook, so what I'm suggesting is that we place this little band, it's wrapped 3 times, on a single peg. Let me zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So we've placed that on a single peg, okay? We're going to pop our hook down the center of that peg in the channel that is made by that peg, okay? And we need to get 4 bands and we will tie off with 1. So 4 bands. You're going to put 1 band on the end, twist your hook so that the hook part does not go against these bands. Twist it so that it's coming up through the center of the peg, twist it back around again, put your band on, one over the other. You're going to budge that around, and we'll do the second one. Keep that hook, keep that loop on your hook, push down through that peg again for the second band, pull it back through, replace, one over the other, one over the other. You are trying to not stretch these bands out any further than they need to be. The third band, pull it through. You don't want them stretched out of shape, you want them to be nice and tight. Move it around, and here's our fourth band. Twist your hook and join. Now this is ready to come off your loom. So we've done a little magic ring with just 4 bands around it. Spread them out so that they're even, and as you can see, here is the first loop. We're going to push our hook through that first little loop, take another band and pull it through both of them like that. Reconnect it and tie a slip knot like that. This is how we do our berry, and you can sort of squidge it in a bit so it sort of looks a bit berry-ish. So these are how we're going to do our berries. Alright, so let's you do another 2 of those, please. So next we're going to make the icing. We're going to take a single band, and on our loom you're going to place that single band here. Stretch it out and figure 8, loop it back on itself and do the same again, so that you wrap that around that peg, those 2 pegs, twice. I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can get a better view of what I'm doing. Now we're going to make a magic ring with 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Place your hook through, grab the first band, one over the other like you've made a slip knot. Keep that loop on your hook, bring in your second band, do the same, and then join them together like so. You're going to need to keep wiggling the bands around to make room so that you can fit all 6 on. Sometimes it's easier with a hook to wiggle it around. Go around a bit more. Here's my last one. Keep that loop on your hook and gently ease that off. That's all you need your loom for. Okay, let's ease this around so that we have the bands evenly spaced around this little magic ring. This is our first loop here. We're going to put our hook through. We're also going to get a stitch marker. Now, as I mentioned, you can use a variety of different things as a stitch marker. You could use a paper clip. I do have a stitch marker here, but you could also use a C-clip, an S-clip, a safety pin, whatever you happen to have that will help you mark your stitch. So I'm going to take a single band and pull it through all of them and reclaim and put one over the other. That is going to be my starting point, and I will put my marker on that. Let's put my hook back in, it might help, hey? And let's move my marker around so it's not going to irritate me. So we have 6 little loops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. In this first one we're going to push our hook through that first loop here, and we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to go back through that same spot and do another single crochet. Now, somebody else mentioned to me it's very hard to view when I have a white background. I'm trying to think what on earth I can put there. to make it so you can see easily what I'm doing. Let's try this. This might make it a little easier for you to view what I'm doing. Alright, so in our second stitch, push your hook through. Let's get my bands ready. And we will take a single band, drag it through, reclaim, and join. Go back through that second stitch and do your second. In the third stitch, you're going to do the same, 2 in the same stitch. So it's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. It's called an increase. And then we'll do the same again. We're doing this all the way around. Back through this next one. In the same loop. So you've done 2 single crochets in each stitch. We're back at the beginning. Here's the loop that we started at. Put your hook through, drag a band through, we're joining it, and we'll take our stitch marker out and put it at that new spot. Alright, so next we're going to do 2 single crochets in this stitch, and then it's going to, as we go around, it's a single crochet. So 2 single crochets in one stitch followed by a single crochet, 2 single crochets, single. So an increase in one, so here's 1, and there's our second stitch in the same one, and then we do a single crochet in this one. 2 single crochets in this stitch, and a single crochet in only this one. 2, and 1. 2, and 1. 2, and 1. 2, and this one is 1. Here's our first stitch. Put your hook through. We're going to join it together. Single band pulled through all of them, because we're not just going around in a spiral. Take your marker out and put it back in that spot. So our next round we're going to do 2 single crochets in this one. So it's an increase in the first, 1, back through that same stitch for our second, and then in the next stitch we do a single crochet, and in the next stitch we do a single crochet, and then we do 2 in this one. Then a single, and a single, and 2. Single, single, and 2 in this stitch. And the last one on this round, and join these two together. Now this is where we have a bit of fun and games. So for this round we're going to do a single crochet, a single crochet, and a single crochet. So that's 3 single crochets. In the 4th stitch you'll put your hook through and take a single band and pull it through and reclaim. This is the stitch we're going to be working in. Take another single, pinch this one, reclaim, do your knot here like that, and then this one that we're pinching is where we're going back through. Take a single band, reclaim, single crochet through it, back through the same one again, single crochet through it, and then in the next stitch, this stitch here, so not the one we're working on, this one here, do a single crochet. And if you see, if we pull this out, you can see that it's sort of formed this little lip. So then we do another one, so that was 1, 2, 3 in this 4th one, single band, I'm going to chain one on top of it, single crochet, back through that little loop that we had there, single band, chain it through, or single crochet it, and the second one, and remember we skip where we were working and go to the next stitch for our first single crochet. So it's single crochet for 1, 2, here's number 3. Okay, see how it's forming these tiny little sort of like dripping icing. So we did 3, so this is number 4. Your single band goes through, another one on top, crochet that one in, and then back through that loop, one, two, skip that one, go to the next one for your single crochet, the first one, first crochet, second, third, don't reclaim, back through that spot, 1, 2, and here's our 1, 2, 3. Push these up a little bit. 1, 2, skip where we're working, go to the next one. Now there isn't room to fit another one here. I've done 3 and we only have 1 stitch left, so I'm just going to finish this off with another single crochet, join this together here for the last time. So here's my slip stitch going through there, attaching that loop to it, and I will tie that off in, I'll remove that, in a slip knot. And that would be the back anyway. Alright, so that would sit on top. Let me move my camera back for you so you can see what on earth I'm doing. So that is how our little Christmas pudding top will be. So now what we need to do is anchor it to the top of our pudding. Now there's a number of ways you can do it. You can stitch it on, you can stitch it on with thread. I have thread here and a very large needle. You can use bands, and I'm probably going to use bands. I'm going to approximate where the top is here so that I know where that is, and I want this band here to be obviously underneath so it's hidden somewhat. What you're wanting to do is go a little bit higher than the lip of the pudding. So if you go like that, you see what I mean? And obviously you're going to need to tie these together, and I'm going to find my loop. Here it is. Pull it back up. So to tie one together, you take another band, drag it through, one over the other, and tie it in a slip knot. And you just sort of, you don't want to have a big piece of band on here, so that the trick is to go through a small piece on the top so that you don't see a huge amount of band, but so that you are anchoring it, and then under here you can go through a larger portion. I'm going to get a smaller hook to do this. You can go through a larger portion under here, like so. Now obviously you're going to have some stuffing come out, which I have to admit is the bane of my life. I hate it. And another band, and then we'll go through, say about here. I'm going to pull this band through, and I'm going to go a tiny, just a small bit, so that you can't really see where the stitches are. And then I'm going to come down here, pull my stitch through so that it is incorporating this. I'm probably going to need another band, so let's attach another one. And there's no real easy way of doing this. All I'm doing is trying to sew it at the bit that comes down more than anything, I guess, just so it doesn't leave these great big gaping holes everywhere. So I'm going to go in here, but then I'm going to trap this band here, so I'll put my hook up here and grab it so that it's like that, so you can hardly see it, but then obviously I have to go through some down here of the pudding and drag it through. Tie another band onto it. I'm going to go up through here. If I can get under, there we go. And then I'll come down through. I just need to at least trap one band so that it's tied in. Okay, and then I'll come through here. I need to trap one band. And there's the beginning there, so I probably need one more band just to be on the safe side. I'm going to put it through here. I'm going to come down. And the last thing you want is to be able to see these stitches, so the little lip sort of hides that. Make sure you pull them out. So there's my band here, and what I'm going to do is go under part of the creation, part of the icing up the top under here, and what I'm going to try and do is just get rid of the excess of that band by dragging it through some of these underbands like that, even dragging it up to the top here so it can come out here at the top. Alright, but it's nice and tight, it's not there's not too much looseness. Now, a couple of ways that you can do this. I'm going to get rid of some of this fluff before it kills me. What I'm going to do, I want to put my hook through here like that. I'm going to drag a green band back through. Now I'm dragging it through that, but I'm also going to incorporate it through that little white band that we tied off. I'm going to spread it out and I'm going to place it over my leaf like that. I'm going to do the same, but now I don't have that tie-off band. I'm going to pick another spot. I'm going to probably, do it at different spots. So I'll do another one here. And that will go over here, this side here. And again, stretch it over. And one more, which I'll do here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Pull my band through, and I'm pulling my band through the magic ring. Stretch it out and place my leaf. And you can have them it doesn't really matter which way you have them, like that. And then with the berries I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through my magic ring here. It's the magic ring of the icing. Pull through, splay out, and just pop over one of the berries. Do the same here, and you sort of hide the bands by placing something over it, like a berry. Like I'm hiding the green bands by placing a berry there. And I'm going to try and put the other berry just about here. So let's see if I can find a spot to go through. I'll go through here, drag it through, stretch it out and pop my berry through. There we go. Now if you feel that the berries are not all tight enough at the top, And I actually don't mind it like this. I think it's fine like that. But you can always take a little red band and just place it around the base. Wrap it around a couple of times. But place it around the base of those berries so you can't actually see them. But you can't see the bands like that, but it's secured them in the centre if that's what you're after. But there effectively is our little Christmas pudding. I really hope you enjoy making it. It was great fun, and as I said, please check out happyberry.co.uk. It's not exactly how hers is, but it's definitely, I've taken it from hers. I have her permission. Very, very nice lady, and she's got some lovely work up there, which I'm sure you'll be able to translate from yarn into rubber bands. So good luck with it. Take care. Bye bye.